So today we are going to talk about InvestIQ, a smart AI platform that makes investments easier. So here first you're going to get the summary of the all over market that includes S&P 500 and the commodities like gold and silver. So on the right side, we can see the top market headlines along with the sentiment that's being calculated for them. And then we have an AI market pulse, which tells you around over figure for the sentiment and the risk appetite that we are looking into. Here we can see the trends for some specific stocks. And for instance, we want to further drill down into silver. So that's how we're going to drill it down into that. Here we are going to get the trend for the silver. We can look in for the month, year, or the day. And here we are going to get the live prices along with the moving average or some metrics that usually are looked into by the analysts. Here we have a quantum rationale synthesis, which takes some news data and the quantities and the metrics that we calculate and brings that together and tells the user or explains the user how it's going to be bullish or how it's going to be bearish. And then we have this intrinsic fair value that's being calculated, that's basically showing that how overvalued the current commodity is. And then we have a targeted forecast as well that we are looking into. After that, we have this strategies where, for instance, I have $50,000 along with I have these specific indexes and I have a specific time decay for which I want to invest in, and that's going to give us a table of how our investments are going to look. And along with that, there's going to be a proper explanation that why we are going with this specific allocation, and that's explained to the user, which makes it pretty easy for them to look into that and invest smartly. So this is being calibrated, and yes, as soon as it's calculated, we can see the allocation that's done by the rank asset model, and it also tells us the risk governance that we can see here. We have this the whole rationale explanation that is being put forward and explained to the user, along with some market stats that are basic market stats that are basically used. Then we have this alpha rankings of the top stocks that we have. We are calculating a composite score, which is for some stocks, and we can see how the stocks are performing on it. And then we have this war scenarios as well, which can tell how these stocks can change and perform in that specific time. Then we have a risk radar here, in which we have a few measures that we have calculated, and that's being put into the system, like the volatility, the tail risk probability, and all that. And the user can see the risk that a specific stock or commodity can have. And then we have an AI core reasoning for it as well that makes it easier for the user. Then we have this stress test. For instance, I'm expecting an inflation shock along with the silver shortage. So this is totally dynamic and it calculates that what effect it could have. Along with this, we have the market baselines available as well. That makes it easier for the user to sit and understand. So when this will be calculated, you're going to see how everything is explained, the kind of capital risk that we can see, the effect on a specific stocks. So when we are selecting a specific stocks, how that risk could change or update given the real-time data, and the counter strategy that we can use or play into. So this is very helpful for the users and they can definitely utilize it. Then we have this insights lab where now users can experiment with a specific stock. They can look into all of the metrics that are being calculated. Then for instance, if they change it here, they can see the explanation of it using Gemini, and they can utilize it and again with the indicators that we have, and remove it if they want to and include if they want to again. And then in the last, we have this intelligence forum where the AI generated insights will be given into the system for the users to discuss. Then users can post again their sentiments, their ideas, and all that, and that is again taken into the system for to calculate the sentiment. And it's an insightful platform, an insightful forum for the users as well. Thank you.